Have you ever walked into a room, caught a strange smell, and thought, someone should take care of that? And then later in the day, you start to wonder, what if that smell was me? You shower, you keep clean, you've done things the same way for years. So it doesn't make sense, right? But here's something no one ever told us. Some of the hygiene habits we've trusted for decades, from the way we wash, to the towel we use, to the robe we wrap around us, might actually be making us smell worse. Not because we're not clean, but because we're unknowingly overdoing it. In this video, we'll walk through 8 surprising habits that doctors say quietly sabotage our freshness and what to do instead. The good news, each fix is simple, gentle, and backed by science. Because this isn't about shame, it's about wisdom and the quiet dignity of feeling fresh, confident, and truly at home in your own body at any age. So stay with us and let's make these small changes together. Part 1. Using too much soap down there. We understand how deeply personal hygiene is, especially for women who've lived long enough to know that being clean was always a sign of respect. Respect for yourself, respect for others. And if you're like many of us, you might have spent decades scrubbing diligently thinking that more soap meant more freshness, especially in your intimate areas. But what if we told you that habit may be doing more harm than good? You see, your intimate area isn't just skin, it's a delicate system, one that regulates itself with its own natural pH and friendly bacteria that keep infections and odor away. When we use perfumed soaps, scented wipes, or even those gentle feminine products, we disturb that natural balance, and that opens the door to yeast overgrowth, bacterial vaginosis, and yes, unpleasant smells, not because you're dirty, but because you've overcleaned. We know, it goes against what we were taught. But wisdom is knowing when it's time to do less, not more. Here's what works better. Use only warm water on the outer area. If you prefer a cleanser, choose one that's pH balanced and fragrance-free, made just for intimate skin, and use it sparingly, never inside. Let your body do what it was designed to do. Trust that it's wiser than we've been taught to believe. If you're struggling with discomfort or a lingering odor, don't scrub harder. Pause and ask, is my body asking me to be gentler? Because sometimes the most powerful act of care is stepping back and letting your body lead. So now we know being too clean can sometimes be the reason we don't feel fresh. But here's something most people never think about. You might be stepping out of the shower squeaky clean, only to dry off with something that's secretly sabotaging your hygiene. It's time we talk about towels, because even the cleanest body can't compete with a musty, bacteria-filled towel. Let's get into it. Part 2. Not washing towels often enough. Let us ask you something simple. When was the last time you washed your bath towel? Be honest. Was it 2 days ago? Last week? Or maybe you can't quite remember? We understand. We've been there too. After all, we step out of the shower clean, so the towel should stay clean, right? That's what we thought, until we noticed something strange. A faint smell, a musty odor clinging to our skin even after a fresh shower. It took a while to realize the culprit wasn't our soap or our body. It was the towel. You see, towels are like sponges. They trap moisture. And in a warm, humid bathroom, that moisture becomes the perfect home for bacteria, mildew, and even mold. Now here's something important. It's not just about how often you wash your towel. It's also about how you dry it. Because if your towel stays damp, especially in a poorly ventilated bathroom, fungus and mold can grow quickly. And even if you are the only one using that towel, those spores can still irritate your skin or trigger allergies. And what if someone else uses it? A grandchild, a caregiver. Suddenly, it's not just about bacteria. It's about cross-contamination, sharing skin cells, oils, even fungal infections. That's why dermatologists recommend washing your bath towel after every 3 to 4 uses and drying it completely every single time. Here's a routine that helps. Keep 3 towels in rotation, 1 in use, 1 drying fully, and 1 that's always clean and ready. Hang them open, never bunched. And if your bathroom doesn't get much airflow, consider a small fan or even a dehumidifier. It makes a world of difference. Since we started doing this, our skin feels cleaner, our towels smell fresher, and that lingering damp scent, it's gone. Sometimes it's not about what we add, it's about what we let breathe. Let your towel dry, let your skin rest, and let small changes bring big peace. So we've talked about what touches your skin, but what about the parts of your body that carry you every single day? Let's be honest. When was the last time you truly paid attention to your feet? Not just a quick rinse, but real care. Because sometimes what smells isn't coming from above, it's coming from below. Let's talk about your feet, and why ignoring them might be the sneakiest habit of all. Part 3. Ignoring your feet. You know this already. Back in the day, we didn't need fancy creams or pedicures. A basin of warm water, a bar of soap, and 10 quiet minutes before bed, that was enough to care for our feet. And yet, somewhere along the way, we stopped paying attention. We thought, I'm not walking much anymore, or it's winter, I'm just wearing socks. So we let it slide. We rinsed quickly in the shower, didn't bother drying between the toes. But now, we notice it. That smell in the shoes, that dry patch on the heel, that itch that comes and goes. And suddenly, all that wisdom we've carried comes back. Because we know what happens when moisture and skin are trapped together too long. We've seen it in our children, our grandchildren. We've seen what a small infection can become, especially when circulation slows down with age. So this isn't just a hygiene tip. It's a reminder that caring for your feet is part of caring for your independence. Here's what works best for us, and maybe for you too. Each shower, give your feet your full attention. Not just a rinse, but a gentle scrub, especially on the heels and between your toes. Once or twice a week, use a pumice stone to lift away dead skin. Don't rush it. Make it your moment. Then dry them completely. Every toe, every space in between. And if you've ever dealt with itchy feet, a bit of antifungal powder in your shoes can help more than you think. We've learned this not from books, but from life, from paying attention, and from remembering something simple: the body speaks. So the next time you feel that sour smell or that rough spot, pause and give your feet the same care you've given to everyone else your whole life, because they've earned it, and so have you. And before we move on, we're curious. What about you? Do you prefer walking barefoot around the house, or do you usually wear socks, maybe soft slippers? Tell us in the comments what helps your feet feel comfortable and supported these days. We'd love to know, because every little habit matters, and we're always learning from each other. Part 4. Leaving the toilet lid open when flushing. It sounds small, doesn't it? Just a quick flush, nothing you think twice about. But what if that simple action was spreading invisible particles all across your bathroom? You've seen it. We've all seen it. You flush, the water swirls, and we walk away. But here's what most people don't realize. Every time you flush with the lid open, a fine mist, called a toilet plume, shoots up into the air. It can travel up to 6 feet. And what's in that mist? Tiny droplets, loaded with bacteria, viruses, and microscopic waste. Particles that don't just disappear, they land on your toothbrush, on your hand towel, on the skin cream you apply each night. It's not fear, it's fact. And it's backed by studies from respected institutions like the CDC and University of Arizona. Now here's what's even more concerning. If you use air fresheners or bleach-based cleaners inside the toilet, that plume doesn't just carry bacteria, it also carries chemicals, floating in the air, ready to be inhaled, especially in small bathrooms with poor ventilation. We didn't grow up hearing about this. No one told us. But now that we know, we can choose differently. The fix is simple. Close the lid before you flush. Always. It takes 1 extra second, and it protects the entire space around you, including your skin, your lungs, and the people you live with. In our homes, especially as we age, a clean bathroom is more than just a nice smell. It's peace of mind. So next time you reach for the handle, pause, and remember, the smallest habits often make the biggest difference. So now, we've closed the lid, we've protected the air we breathe, but what about the very first layer that touches our skin? Day and night. We're talking about underwear, and not just what you wear during the day, but what you choose to keep on when you sleep. Because sometimes, the quietest habits, the ones that seem the most harmless, are the ones silently affecting how fresh you feel in the morning. Let's talk about it. Part 5. Wearing the same underwear to bed. It seems innocent, doesn't it? You've had a quiet day, no sweating, no rushing around, just a slow evening, maybe reading or watching the news. So when bedtime comes, you slip into your pajamas and think, I'm clean enough. No need to change. We get it. We've all done it. And for years, we never gave it a second thought. But here's something we didn't always know. Even on a calm day, your body still produces sweat, natural oils, and sheds thousands of skin cells. And all of that soaks into the fabric you wear, closest to your skin. Now imagine wearing that same pair of underwear to bed for 8 more hours in a warm, enclosed space. That's not just cozy, it's prime real estate for bacteria to grow. And as we age, our skin becomes more sensitive. It needs more air, more breathing room. But when moisture and bacteria get trapped overnight, you may wake up with irritation, itchiness, and yes, an unpleasant odor that lingers. Doctors and dermatologists agree, one of the simplest ways to stay fresh is to change into a clean pair before bed. And even better, choose cotton, soft, breathable, natural. Some women also find comfort in using a thin daily panty liner during the day, especially if they experience light discharge or sweat. That way, you're not constantly changing underwear, just the liner. And if the liner feels damp or smells off, it's a clear sign, time to refresh. For those who are comfortable, another healthy option is going without underwear at night. Yes, truly. Let the skin breathe. Let the area stay dry. We used to think these little choices didn't matter, but now we know better. Because comfort at this age isn't just about softness, it's about letting your body rest in every sense of the word. So tonight, when you slip into bed, ask yourself one small thing. Is my skin ready to rest? And now, we'd love to hear from you. What's your bedtime routine? Do you always change into fresh underwear before sleep? Do you use liners during the day? Or maybe you've found comfort in sleeping without anything at all. There's no one-size-fits-all, just real habits, real wisdom, and real lives. Share what works for you in the comments, because the more we talk, the more we learn from each other. And someone out there might need to hear your tip tonight. So we've cared for what touches our skin and even what we wear to bed. But now let's shift our attention to something else. Something we walk past every single day without really seeing it. The bathroom trash bin. It's small, it's quiet, and most days it just sits there, doing its job. But what if that little bin was silently undoing all your hard work to stay fresh and clean? Let's open the lid and take a closer look. Part 6. Not cleaning the trash bin in the bathroom. We all have one. That small trash bin beside the toilet. It's there for convenience. We toss in tissues, cotton swabs, wrappers, pads, and when it's full, we take it out. Simple. But here's what most people never think about. That little bin, even when it's half full, can become a quiet source of odor and bacteria in your bathroom. You see, many of the things we throw away are soft, absorbent, and often damp. Tissues that wiped away sweat, pads that absorbed moisture, toilet paper used when we weren't feeling well. And when all of that sits, covered by a lid, in a small warm space like a bathroom, it creates the perfect environment for bacteria, mold, and a faint, lingering smell that no air freshener can truly hide. You might not notice it at first. You've gotten used to it. But someone else walking in, they will. We learned this the hard way. Our bathroom looked spotless, but it didn't smell that way, until we realized the problem was the bin we'd been ignoring. The good news? It's an easy fix. Start by emptying your bathroom trash more often, not just when it's full. Every 2 or 3 days is ideal, even sooner if you notice any smell. Then once a week, take 5 minutes to wipe it down. Use a gentle disinfectant spray or even a mix of vinegar and warm water. Let it dry fully before replacing the bag. For extra freshness, drop a teaspoon of baking soda at the bottom or a few drops of essential oil on a cotton pad. And if your bin has a lid, make sure it opens easily so you're not tempted to leave things sitting on top. It's a small habit, but it creates a big difference because a truly clean bathroom isn't just about shiny counters or fresh towels. It's about noticing the quiet corners and caring for them too, because that's what wisdom is. What about you? How often do you empty your bathroom bin? Do you have a favorite way to keep it fresh? Maybe baking soda or something passed down from your mother? We'd love to know, because sometimes the most helpful tips aren't in books or online. They come from each other, from lived experience and quiet wisdom. Share your habits in the comments. Someone out there might be facing the same challenge, and your routine could make their life just a little bit easier. So we've taken care of the trash bin, that quiet little corner we so often overlook. But now, let's turn to something much softer. something that's supposed to comfort us, wrap us in warmth, and leave us feeling clean. The bathrobe. It waits for us after every shower. We reach for it out of habit. But when was the last time we truly thought about it? Because as it turns out, that soft, familiar robe could be part of the problem. Let's talk about it. Part 7. Using old or unwashed bathrobes. Picture this. You've just stepped out of the shower. The water's still warm on your skin. You feel clean, relaxed, maybe even proud you took time for yourself today. And then you reach for your trusty bathrobe. Soft, familiar, like a hug from an old friend. But here's a question. When was the last time you washed it? If you paused, you're not alone. Most of us don't think twice about our bathrobes. We only wear them after we're clean, right? So they must stay clean too. But here's what we've learned over time. Even after a shower, your body is still damp, and that moisture transfers directly into the fabric of your robe. If that robe doesn't dry properly, if it hangs in a closed, humid bathroom, it becomes the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, mold, and mildew. You might not see it. You might not even smell it at first. But over time, that bathrobe can carry a faint, musty odor that clings to your skin, undoing all the care you just gave yourself. And if you've ever wondered why you smell something off even after a thorough shower, the robe might be the culprit. So what can we do? First, make it a habit to wash your bathrobe once a week, even if it looks clean. And if it's hard to keep up, consider rotating 2 robes so there's always a fresh one ready. Second, let it dry properly. Not behind the door, not crumpled on a hook. Hang it wide and open in a space with airflow, or even outside if the weather's kind. We also learned a helpful trick. Add a cup of white vinegar to your wash cycle once a month. It clears out lingering bacteria and helps the robe stay soft without leaving any smell. Because when your robe is clean, your skin stays fresh, your bathroom smells better, and you start the day with a little more confidence. It's such a small thing, but at this age, it's the small things that make us feel our best. We're curious. How often do you wash your bathrobe? Do you have a routine, maybe hang it out in the sun, or a favorite trick to keep it smelling fresh? Let us know in the comments, because the robe may seem small, but the comfort it brings, that's something we all understand, and your habit could be just the gentle reminder someone else needs today. We've talked about what wraps around us, but now, let's focus on a place most of us rush past, even though it's one of the most sensitive, active areas on the body: the underarms. You might think shaving is enough. You've removed the hair, it feels clean, and you move on. But what if that quick routine is actually leaving something behind? Let's take a closer look and uncover one more small habit that could be making a big difference. Part 8. Forgetting to clean under your arms after shaving. We all know the feeling. You've just shaved your underarms' smooth skin, no stubble, and you think, that's done. I'm clean. But here's something we've learned with time. Shaving removes more than just hair. It also loosens dead skin cells, scrapes away some of the deodorant that's built up, and stirs up the bacteria that naturally live on your skin. Now, that's not a bad thing. In fact, shaving can be part of good hygiene. But the problem comes when we stop there and forget the final step, a proper rinse and gentle clean. Without it, all that debris, dead skin, residue, sweat just sits on the freshly shaved skin. And because underarms are naturally warm and moist, they become the perfect place for bacteria to grow, which means even after shaving, you can end up smelling worse than before. We've seen it, we've felt it, and we've wondered why. But now we know. The solution? It's simple, but it makes all the difference. After shaving, take a moment. Use warm water and a soft, clean washcloth to gently wipe the area. No scrubbing, just a light cleanse to remove what the razor stirred up. Then pat dry with a clean towel. Let your skin breathe for a few minutes before applying deodorant again. That pause, it gives your skin time to settle, and it can reduce irritation, bumps, and lingering odor. Some women also find that applying a soothing toner like witch hazel or rose water helps calm the skin after shaving. It's not about luxury, it's about care. We've spent years moving fast, caring for everyone else. Now it's time to move slower and care for ourselves in the smallest ways. So next time you shave, don't rush off. Take one more minute. Let your skin finish the job you started. Because freshness isn't just about what we remove, It's about what we leave behind. You deserve to feel fresh every day. So now you know. It's not always the big things, not the expensive products or complicated routines, but the quiet daily habits that shape how we feel in our own skin. The towel that dries you, the underwear you choose at night, the robe that hugs you, even the trash bin you pass without thinking. Every small decision either brings you closer to comfort or slowly chips away at it. But here's the truth we've come to believe. Freshness isn't about perfection. It's about listening. Listening to your body, listening to your environment, and most importantly, listening to what feels right for you. Because you've lived enough life to know dignity is in the details, and caring for yourself in these quiet, thoughtful ways is a form of wisdom. So which habit spoke to you today? Was there one that surprised you or reminded you of something you've always known? Let us know in the comments. Type number 1 if you learned something new. Type number 2 if you were reminded of something you used to do and want to start again. And if you know another woman, a sister, a friend, a neighbor who could use these gentle reminders, share this video with her. Because caring is something we don't outgrow. And feeling fresh, feeling whole, is something we all still deserve.